man is a genius.
Anybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win? I guess we'll never know.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you. Who was they though? We can't say they as can we? I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is them though, isn't it? I mean,
like seriously, that's really discrimination. To me, that's exactly what they used to do to black people. I was just trying to tell people to stop all that. When I see people like John Legend and Chrissy Teigen talk down on the president, I'm like, wow, that kind of sounds like me.
His fame really rose through his public controversial statements. Similar to the Kardashians and other controversial figures that we've talked about on this channel, the KanYE West people
look at all that white
with today.
KanYE West. Another day, another meltdown, disruption, tantrum. I don't know what to call these anymore at this point, but first.
Because it's the juice. And if you don't have the juice, you don't have it. So if you don't have the juice, you can't capitalize.
Fill the room with the juice. That's a lot of loot. That bit fire. Yeah, she kinda.
I was very much confused on who Tim, I don't even know the person's name. I apologize. Tim Poole very much was lost. And then I saw that Cruel World Happy Mind dropped a video on KanYE West too. So I was like, let's see what's going on here. All right, let's see what's going on in the world of KanYE West for everyone who is really taking his pregnancy. Hey, that might happen one day, who knows? Presidency, excuse me. For those that are taking his presidency seriously, tell me where you see the world, America going as KanYE West being the president. I personally would just be surprised. The same way I was surprised with Trump, I would be surprised, very much so. So let's hop in here and see what the potential future president of the United States has to say or not say, right? Supposedly he walked off or something like that.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you. Who was they though? We can't say they as can we? I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
it is them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not? What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
Wait.
He's on.
Stop.
I'll say it right now. You guys want to bring that stuff up? And I think we're not going to have a conversation.
Have the discussion.
Like you think he's going to come in here and say, here's my pain, here's my suffering. I'm going to say, I hear you. And then he's going to say, and it was Jewish people. And I'm going to be like, okay, but don't you consider, it's like, I'm not going to do this. I refuse.
Make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So I can't say I'm surprised. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals, or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people? I think they've been extremely unfair to you. Who was they though? We can't say they as can we? I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it.
Okay, yikes. So he wants them to actually say that the media is. We know that, KanYE. Some people are just not comfortable saying that publicly because it opens up a door that some people just don't want to look at, talk about, acknowledge. But it's something that you very much will know, especially if you live in California for any amount of time. I mean, not even just that, but just knowing people in the industry. It's just something that you know. But I don't think that people are just going to be outright saying it and then, using it and morphing it into the energy that you want it to be, because that's just not what it's going to be. That's just not what it's going to be, KanYE. That's just not what it's going to be. Interesting that you walked out on such a low moment in my mind. There was nothing warranted to walk out, in my opinion, just from seeing that little clip. Obviously, I have not seen the entire thing, but just seeing that alone, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when Aaron Carter walked out.
You've been here about an hour.
Oh, I gotta go.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
All right. Hey, appreciate you, Aaron. Thanks for coming through, man.
I thought you were gonna have Courtney air his grievances out. Was that a lie?
Was it the No Jumper podcast? Whatever podcast he did where he walked out very much randomly, just at a point where it was just so... Anyways, let's not compare bipolar disorders and their symptoms within individuals. Everyone is different, right? But it does definitely remind me of that. Yikes. Interesting. I wonder what Kanye was wanting to achieve by doing that. Let's watch a little bit of The Lost Legacy of Kanye West, A Tragic Transformation, and see what's going on. If it's good enough, we'll do part 2. But you know, let's just watch a little bit of it. Because man, Kanye, I just feel like your focus is so off right now. Truly.
Are you worried you ruined your legacy, Kanye?
How?
Well, stop. I'm not worried. I'm just not worried, period.
I'm sure you're not.
Sometimes I made it down here, boy. Somebody from the crib made it down here, boy. My family was taken away from me. My reputation has been smeared to be made to not be a millionaire in front of everyone off of one comment. Anybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win? I guess we'll never know.
Man, what the heck, y'all? And it's almost Christmas, like in a couple hours. Well, not really, but yeah.
Millionaire now struggling
December
with
1st.
finances. A tattoo studio even offering to remove tattoos.
She looks
of this
beautiful,
person for
girl.
free.
Slay.
All are the outcomes of the recent
Speaking of
statements
slaying,
from Kanye West.
My family was taken away from me. My reputation has been smeared.
Award-winning rapper, billionaire fashion mogul. Except now, a dark shadow has been cast on the man that people once regarded as a mad genius of sorts. People thought that Kanye was going to revolutionize something, change the world in some way. And now, most people regard him the same way they regard their rapist and deranged uncles at Thanksgiving dinner. They roll their eyes and groan whenever he starts
what was that?
talking. So how did Kanye West destroy his reputation and transform into an unrecognizable figure? Was this side of Kanye West always there, just lurking in the shadows? Or is this side of Kanye West something new? Did Kanye West fall down a rabbit hole that led him to white supremacist beliefs and anti-Semitic thoughts? What led to the tragic public transformation of Kanye West?
You hear about 400 years? For 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Especially in today's world, the public decides what celebrity is worthy of being bolstered up as a voice of influence. And celebrities with great influence have a lot of power behind their words.
Hey,
once someone is deemed an icon,
he don't even realize
their
he's a
word is
celebrity.
taken like gospel to all those who perceive their excellence. And Kanye was once regarded as an icon who inspired millions with his art. And the recent transformation of Kanye West really makes
once regarded as an icon. Wow. I think that was my first time hearing someone else say it. Like, you're not a legend anymore. You're not an icon. Like, you've completely ruined your reputation. But then also, I'm so torn.
We wonder, is it dangerous to look up to and admire public figures? Or can you separate the art from the artist? In a culture that is fueled by hate and division, we cannot ignore figures like Kanye West, who add to this divide. Whether they are dealing with severe mental health problems, which Kanye himself has continued to deny, but those closest to him have alluded to, or whatever the cause of someone's harmful rhetoric comes from. If they have influence, money, and power, there is so much...
Explain to me why both of them, meaning Aaron Carter and Kanye West, have both stated that they have had some sort of mental issue, but then backtrack on it and make it like this like ridiculous statement that the media or other people have made, and it's like, but then again, you know, Aaron backtracks a couple times, but with Kanye, I'm just like, he could be going in such a different direction right now. Anyways, it's my imagination, so it doesn't matter.
Much responsibility that comes along with it that shouldn't be used for selfish reasons. Kanye West is undoubtedly a talented artist, but he's also a selfish one who uses his talent, power, and authority to continue lifting himself up as a godlike genius public figure. Hi friends and fellow internet acquaintances. Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today's video is on the tragic public transformation of Kanye West. If you like these sort of topics and want to see more videos of mine, don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, give it a like if you want to. This video does cover a lot of very sensitive topics that could be upsetting to watch and listen to. This video will also have a lot of censorship in it, so YouTube does not hate me. But hopefully when I censor a word, you can still understand through context clues what I'm talking about.
I try, but when I'm editing, I just be like, oh, Child, who cares?
No, it isn't about how Kanye rose to fame and every single detail in his career that's ever happened, because we would be here for like
forever.
6 hours to truly understand the evolution of Kanye's career and the way that the public responded to Kanye. We have to examine how Kanye got to this point and where he came from. Born in Atlanta and raised in Chicago, West initially gained recognition as a producer for Rockefeller Records in the early 2000s. West founded the record label and production company Good Music in 2004. In conjunction with Sony BMG, Kanye has openly spoken about being exploited in the music industry, as of late blaming it on a specific group of people who exploited him.
The music industry is set up for you to have just enough money to afford a car, pay for your kids, a house.
He was blaming. Did I miss this portion? I mean, I guess he did say the media. See, and that's why you gotta be really tricky with your wording. It's just like, what are you? And I don't understand. Like, what? Like, you cannot actually hate a group of people like that. I just feel like it doesn't comprehend in the aspect of just like a fully grown human mind. It's just like is that what we're saying now? Is that what he said? Does he hate them? Is that what he said? I'm so confused by this man's complete 180.
And be on tour for the rest of your life till you die.
In a podcast interview, West insinuated that he was really just the face of the record label that he founded, and that the executives of that label took advantage of him.
The music and the media that black people make, that record labels get paid off of. All the you over in the music industry, artists over in the music industry are individuals.
Yo, she bleeped out Jewish. What? We have to bleep that out now? What?
They're not Jews.
It seems like early in West's career, he was an extremely talented artist, but had little experience on the business side of things, which is the case with a lot of artists and musicians.
Oh, we know
and
that.
leads to them being easily exploited in the music industry, unfortunately. But regardless of West's exploitation, he had an extremely successful music career. West had received critical acclaim for his diverse and yet unique style of music production. West explored diverse musical elements like orchestras, synthesizers, and autotune on the albums Late Registration, Graduation, and 808s and Heartbreak. His 5th and 6th studio albums, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy and Yeezus, also
Nothing lasts forever, but be honest, babe.
received critical and commercial success. West further diversified his musical styles on The Life of Pablo and Ye, and explored Christian gospel music on Jesus is King. His highly anticipated 10th album, Donda, was released to continue commercial success, but to mixed critical reception. He released its sequel, Donda 2, a few months later, exclusively through a tie-in audio speaker service. West's discography also includes the 2 full-length collaborative albums, Watch the Throne with Jay-Z and Kids See Ghosts with Kid Cudi. One thing that I do think is very important to point out is that West's music from early on had tones of black liberation and empowerment within them, something his late mother Donda spoke of educating him on throughout his childhood.
We grew up very aware of it in this country. The political activity was all about making sure that whatever was not just became just.
Kanye's mom and dad played a huge role in molding Kanye.
Though Kanye West's music was highly regarded, his fame really rose through his public controversial statements. Similar to the Kardashians and other controversial figures that we've talked about on this channel, the Kanye West people
Look at all that white
with today rose to fame and infamy through outrage publicity, through saying shocking statements that a lot of people talked about and covered in the media, gaining him free publicity and attention. The only key difference of the Kanye in the past and the Kanye of today is that the tone of the things he said has changed drastically. In
It's
an
just
August
like
2005 interview,
Do you know the whole you get into the Kardashian clan and your life is either over or it's exalted, right? And then if you mess it up, it's over. No matter how big you are, no matter how big you are, no matter what you're doing, you're going down. You're going down after you mess with the Kardashians. And it's just like, and then part of me is like, well, he is a Kardashian. And then I'm like, well, because technically Scott could say that, right? Kanye, like, what happened? Like, and you know what I think bothers me the most? The focus is not on his work, his art. Like, the focus is not there. It's not there. And it could easily be there. It could easily be there. But it's not. And it is his choice. It is his choice. But man, no. Heartbreaking.
With Sway Calloway of MTV News, West spoke out against homophobia in the hip-hop industry.
He so
Hip-hop
did.
discriminate against gay people. I want this to just come on TV and just tell my rappers, just tell my friends, like, yo, stop it, fam. Like seriously, that's really discrimination. To me, that's exactly what they used to do to black people. I was just trying to tell people, just stop all that.
The following month, during a benefit concert for Hurricane Katrina relief on NBC, he deviated from the prepared script to criticize the media's portrayal of and the federal response to black victims of the hurricane.
Oh, we remember that.
They portray us in the media. If you see a black family, it says they're looting. If you see a white family, it says they're looking for food. And you know it's been 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to complain about, I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to turn.
This is like their first time ever seeing KanYE basically go off script. Like, even look at the way he's just looking like, sir, this is not Austin Powers right now. Like, what are you doing?
Away from the TV because it's too hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even giving a donation. So now I'm calling my business manager right now to see what is the biggest amount I can give. George Bush doesn't care about black people.
While a lot of people were sort of upset
the way
by
they
the
didn't even know what to say.
shocked at the brutal honesty that KanYE had the courage to say at that time, he also gained a lot of credibility for saying something that a lot of people were too afraid to say, especially a lot of celebrities who had a lot of power and influence at the time but weren't speaking up.
When I see people like John Legend and Chrissy Teigen talk down on the president, I'm like, wow, that kind of sounds like me. That kind of sounds like the telethon. I opened up this level of disrespect towards
Chrissy Teigen.
And people were happy. And the left
We done videos
say,
on
let's just
her.
have every celebrity do what Ye did at the telethon.
And in a way, I think this was the time when people started to see him as a celebrity for the people in a way. They regarded him as someone who...
None of the celebrities, so this just shows you all celebrities are controlled. You don't see no celebrities talking about the Balenciaga situation, right? So that just shows you all of these celebrities out here, don't let them influence you in any way because they're controlled by the people who really influence the world.
Who had the courage to call out officials and other people who were failing. And because of that, people labeled him a genius and started to really admire him. But during the early 2000s, there were still certainly things that KanYE West did that angered everyone. During the 2009 MTV Video Music Awards, while Taylor Swift was accepting her award for Best Female Video for You Belong With Me, West went on stage and grabbed the microphone to proclaim that Beyonce's video for Single Ladies was one of the best videos of all time.
I was dreamed about what it would be like to maybe win one of these someday, but I never actually thought that would happen. I sing country music, so thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a BMA award.
But Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'll let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Look at Beyonce. Look at Beyonce. And you know what this it reminds me of, like, let's say like the Baby did that, or really any rapper did that to like Billie Eilish, like right now today. Like, people would be losing their mind. Losing their mind. I just, man, KanYE is just, man. I don't know. At this point, I feel like, yes, KanYE has said a lot of things throughout the years. Yes, he has had a lot of outbursts, but he's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous. In my opinion, it's getting dangerous. It's getting to the point where it's like, if you end up dead by end of next year, like, I don't expect anybody to expect me to be surprised. I do not expect it at this point, because it's like like everyone's just like, can you please stay straight? And you're just, and everyone's like, please just stay straight. You're like, it makes people nervous. It makes people nervous. It makes people scared, and especially those who do have power and do want you to shut up, right? I mean, our, regular selves, us just being regular people and not necessarily celebrities or those in power, right? We can just look at this and be like, wow, that's crazy, right? Where somebody else can be just gathering all of the evidence that they need to make sure that this stops soon, no matter how they need it to stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, KanYE, be careful. sir, be careful with that mouth of yours. Because I just...
Like Kanye, everyone knows that Beyonce is the GOAT. You don't have to tell people. Because of this,
Screaming.
Kanye was removed from the rest of the show for his actions. West was criticized by celebrities for this outburst and was also criticized by President Obama, who called West a jackass.
The young lady seems like a perfectly nice person. She's getting her award. What's he doing? Why would he do that? He's a jackass.
Even though
I literally remember that.
Didn't regard Kanye's statements towards Taylor as a particularly kind thing to do, to Kanye's fans, it was yet again proof that Kanye was willing to say what no one else wanted to say. And because his actions were so different from the celebrity that people were used to, they wondered if he was a mad genius of sorts.
The man is a genius. Musical genius. Lyrical genius.
So Kanye...
That's... Like, and they're not wrong. I mean, obviously, we have, countless people, right? However, these people didn't necessarily live that long. They were killed for so many reasons. Shut up for so many reasons, right? Stalked, harassed for so many reasons. So it's just like, but I know Kanye knows this because I saw that TikTok that he is, what was he doing? He was flying coach, and people were like in the comments like, "Ooh, he's flying coach, like he knows they watching him, like he knows he's being watched." And I was just like, if this man don't just, and I say this for your own children. I mean, do you not want your children to, have their father in their lives without the world, years and years and years of history of the world just thinking, "Oh, my father is insane." You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But 2024, that election will be interesting to see.
Kanye West quickly became one of the most famous figures in the music industry, but it seems that most of Kanye's wealth didn't come from the music industry, but actually came from the business ventures he started later on, particularly his ventures into the fashion industry. In December of 2013, Adidas announced the beginning of their official apparel collaboration with West, and the line was a massive success, particularly the Yeezy sneakers. And Kanye West, to his credit, was able to successfully transition his music success into commercial success in the fashion industry. According to thefashionlaw.com, Kanye West has net $191 million in royalties from the Yeezy collab. Bloomberg reported, citing the UBS report, that Yeezy sneakers generate about $1.5 billion in annual sales for Adidas, or roughly 7% of Adidas' total annual revenue, just in Yeezy sneakers. On top of that, Kanye started a Yeezy line with Gap, and based on the investment bank and financial services company, Gap expected its Yeezy line to break $150 million in sales in its first full year in 2022 and exceed $1 billion in 2023. So a lot of brands in the fashion industry became heavily involved in the Yeezy line and in Kanye West. Since Kanye was so successful in the fashion industry, he was once again labeled a genius, able to revolutionize companies like Adidas and Gap who had gone stale for a few years.
The man is a genius. Fashion icon. He can wear
I honestly feel like, yes, we can highlight Kanye as this fashion icon, but
that's how influential he is.
Not to speculate too much into the mind of Kanye, but from
I feel like that energy wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Kim. And not to say, oh, Kim is better than Kanye or Kim made Kanye or anything like that, but I think that we need to acknowledge that because Kim has heavily been within the fashion arena for years, and not necessarily as somebody who was like, the catapult Tyra Banks, but somebody that people have just looked at, seen how they dressed, and either mimicked it, wanted to mimic it, create it, become a creative muse, whatever you want to call it, right? And I think Kim really brought that in with Kanye after Kanye was just obviously just being Kanye, right? So when you bring that into the mix, I feel like that is really where we saw Kanye as even more, especially when Kim was talking about how Kanye would style her and stuff like that. Because for me, I don't know about you guys, I did not ever tie Kanye West to fashion whatsoever until he got with Kim Kardashian. Not when Yeezy started. No, when he got with Kim Kardashian, that's when I was like, dang. Look at them. Like, that was really like a fashion couple to me. And that's obviously because that's what Kim wanted to look like, right? Like, they were on Vogue for a reason. They were on the cover for a reason. They dressed up the way they dressed up for a reason. Obviously, as the relationship progressed, we definitely saw Kanye being like, I do not care and I'm not dressing up. But you know what I'm saying.
In interviews, it seems that Kanye had a lot of disdain for his time in the music industry. Kanye also admires public figures like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and holds himself in the same regards as an inventor of sorts.
The reason why Elon Musk is like a Steve Jobs is, if he makes a flamethrower, he would use that flamethrower. If he makes a Cybertruck, he would use that Cybertruck. Me, if I make some 3D printed boots, you know, I'm gonna have the 3D printed boots on.
So it seems that to Kanye, his desires were always to be a pioneer, a business inventor, as opposed to an artist. And throughout the years, Kanye has tried to start quite a few businesses. In 2008, West revealed plans to open 10 fat burger restaurants in the Chicago area. His company, KW Foods LLC, bought the rights to the chain in Chicago. Ultimately, though, in 2009, only 2 locations actually opened. And by 2011, both of those locations were shut down. On January 5th of 2012,
Employees claimed that he would fire people over nothing, and in one instance mentioned in the article, Kanye liked to play his own music while designers were working. And according to Rolling Stone, after someone suggested he play something else, Kanye looked around the room, landing on a nearby Yeezy employee and asking them what he should play. The staffer, who leaned more punk and rock than hip-hop, tells Rolling Stone they were caught off guard and fumbled for an answer. I thought, oh, he's a rapper, I should probably mention some rap. The early staffer tells Rolling Stone the staffer landed on Drake. Big mistake. The next day I was fired, the former staffer claims.
West announced his establishment of the creative content company Donda, named after his late mother, Donda West. In his announcement, West proclaimed that the company would pick up where Steve Jobs left off, and that Donda would operate as a design company which will galvanize amazing thinkers in a creative space to bounce their dreams and ideas. Even though the company technically still exists today, West is notoriously secretive about the company's operations, maintaining neither an official website nor a social media presence. So I can't really tell you what Donda does, or if it's doing well, or really doing anything at all. Then, most recently, in October 17th of 2022, it was announced that West had entered into a purchase agreement to acquire the alt-tech microblogging service, Parler.
Most recently, it was announced that
I miss
he is
my
making a
Parler.
deal at some stage to acquire the conservative social media platform
I do
Parler,
miss it.
which is right now offline.
Parler is a known right-wing social media app, so I also think it's important to say that through acquiring
That's crazy
Parler,
that y'all
Kanye's
call it that
political
now.
views and statements
So,
that gather publicity.
When I was on Parler, it was before the time that energy came in, which was like conservatives and like Trump only and like right wing. And I remember there were people that were fighting those people because they wanted Parler to be more just like equally balanced, more moderated, where it's like if you want to be, you know, super left, like you can have that conversation without feeling like you're on an app that's just only for the right. So it's just crazy. I just forgot, like COVID and everything completely changed Parler, and yeah, it is known for that now. It's known for that right wing. These are where these people come together and gather and talk. It's just crazy. It's crazy because when I think of my Parler, right, and you just look like scrolling down, it's like, you know, things that I wanted to talk about on YouTube that I couldn't talk about on YouTube, and nothing political at all. But I definitely remember the political battles that were happening on the app, and I remember just being like, why are y'all so pressed right now? I'm so confused.
He can also have a vested business interest for him and a suspected
Right-wing
payout.
app.
Romantically,
Parler.
Kanye was always self-admittedly a little bit of a playboy, but that all finally changed when he connected
know
with
that.
his dream woman, Kim Kardashian. In May of 2014, West and Kardashian were married in a private ceremony in Florence, Italy, with a variety of artists and celebrities in attendance. Together, they had 4 children, and West seemed for a little while to settle into the identity of a family man.
What's the best part about being a dad? The kids.
But behind the scenes, it seemed that there was more turmoil than the family let on, and the state of West's mental health began to come into question.
It's just like, what happened? Literally, right after that meltdown on
In
stage.
2016, West again became
Everything
embroiled
just
in
went-
controversy for his controversial statements. When Kanye posted a tweet seemingly asserting that Bill Cosby is innocent
What
in
he
the wake of
said?
over 50 women claiming that he sexually assaulted them. And though it happened slowly, you can see that the type of controversial statements that Kanye was
Why did he
making
say
changed
that?
drastically, from standing up for gay rights and black rights to all of a sudden going against people who have been oppressed. And this pattern continued in May of 2018, when West caused controversy over a topic where he yet again went against the people and began further victim blaming. And trigger warning, because this is a really upsetting statement. Kanye West said during an appearance on TMZ,
You hear about for 400 years? For 400 years? That sounds like a choice. Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want.
You know what's crazy about that statement is what his mother would think hearing that. And that's where we're going to leave it, because we're 20 minutes in and we will do a part 2. But you guys, imagine Donda hearing that. I wonder if he thinks about that. I wonder if he thinks about, like, I wonder what my mom thinks seeing me praise, you know, these billionaire white men down here on earth, opposed to the black activists that were praised and uplifted when I was a kid, right? I wonder if he has these thoughts, or if it's just more so like, oh, I don't, you know, that's not the time frame we're in anymore. You know what I mean? Anyways, yeah, so we'll dabble into the next part of the mental health. Let me know if you want part 2, though. Obviously, this will be a longer video. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with KanYE. And you know, it's like the more I want to do content on him, the more stuff happens and the more I get confused on my standpoint. Because what are you even doing anymore? I don't even know. I don't even know. Well, don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if you made it all the way to the end. And I will see y'all all in my next one, because there's so much going on. I want to talk about Foodie Beauty too, because that girl, if she don't get her ass back to Canada, anyways, bye. But for real, what is she doing out there?
Put it out the coupe in the lot, 12 for